Now it's time to talk about another hidden indie gem from the indie scene from Art of Murder, a new animated part from Chuck Animation Studios from YouTube. And this animated project was sort of a surprise because I wasn't sure what's come up with, because let's face it, you never know with this sort of indie independent animation because you don't know the quality or what's gonna give out. But this one is sort of a surprise because the animation is so polished. But not just that, give me the vibes from back in the sort of early 80s and 90s sort of animation. What I mean is a sort of kind of try not to be educational, try to be sort of a musical, art, dance, everything depends on the episode. That type of animation I'm talking about because it is a sort of a style from that time period. And this one sort of delivers. It feels something that you're trying to be Disney, but also trying to not be Disney. I think that's the best way to describe it, but it does it very well. Of course, the thing that sort of grabs my attention is the fact it's one of the voice actors, specifically Joey. If you don't know who's Joey, I mean the anime man. If you don't know, still, he's basically the most popular anime critic in the anime community. He sort of quit. Quit. He became something else. He became a podcaster. He also did sort of Japanese sort of commentary and Japanese sort of live on his own channel. But he does a lot of different things. In fact, this is not the first time he does voice acting. I think this is what, the eighth, fifth, or something like that. He's been doing a lot of voices. But besides that, before I get started, my name is Rachel. I'd like to talk about animation, not just animation to reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, you like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's cool. If you do, thanks to you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I am getting close every single day because the people who like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now, let's get started with the review of Art of Murder. Now, what is this? I have to admit, it's a little bit of everything. Well, at the beginning, it feels something like a Disney sort of channel project from maybe early 90s because the whole thing is follow a sort of a murder mystery, because you do follow about me 4 or 5 OCs. Each character you follow is sort of inspired by pop culture. You have specifically like Joey, who plays a sort of a Naruto-ish ripoff character who actually have a spin-off series that nobody watches, like Naruto to Boruto. But besides that, you have another character who is sort of a detective OC who has his own franchise, who is basically a dating type of character from the main creator who draw this paper. You also have the Princess ripoff, who is sort of struggling to be popular because the new CGI princess always need a gimmick, and she's not a CGI gimmick. She is very traditional 2D, who actually is popular enough to go up with the CGI princesses. And also you have a Western cartoon who is sort of a kind of like a Spire Veggie type of character. And that's basically the whole cast. I mean, it's sort of interesting how this story sort of starts with, because it will sound very familiar because it feels like got inspired by Story 1, specifically at the scene that Woody attempted to murder Buzz, throwing himself off the window. But imagine that, but instead of having a huge cast, you have a small cast of 4 characters plus the murder character BOC. Now, the reason why this character was murdered is because the rest of the 4 OCs were sort of were jealous but more panicking. Something like Woody, that it feels they could be forgotten, not used by their own creator who actually drew them. And that's the thing they sort of kind of freaking out. In a way, you could understand, but this new OC is an original character. The rest of them, they probably will be remembered because all of them are basically pop culture characters. They can't be rebooted 100 times. But this is drawn specifically the main little girl who calls, I remember her name, I think Stitch or Puff, I think, I'm not really sure, but she's the one who actually drew them. And she started to kind of expand her drawing technique with different new original characters. And this is the thing they started freaking out. But interestingly enough, nobody knows who did the sort of murder. It's just sort of deciding who has enough motivation, who did the dirty deed. But interestingly enough, we didn't see the murder. We see the page is sort of ripping off, and that's it. Everybody woke up having this sort of strange cake slobber kind of food stain on them, but nobody really knows why they have this sort of stuff on them, especially everybody is asleep. What I mean is, each single character were drawings. They basically in a sort of sketchbook, but they had to go in, go out. They go out, they wake up. They had to go asleep, they had to go be inside the page. The only way you destroy them is the fact rip their own page with actually sleeping. And that's the thing. Nobody knows how these the OC who got murdered, how he got ripped off, while the other one not noticing. And that's sort of the clue, an interesting thing that grabs your attention. Of course, I'm not a musical critic, so I really don't know how to judge the music the right way. Being known, I did grow up watching the Disney musical genre, to Lion King, to Aladdin, to Beauty and the Beast. I know all the beats, but at the same time, you don't know how to judge a TV series. It is basically a musical because there is technically no way to actually to execute it, because it changed the game, because this is not the first time they actually do a musical animated series, but there is sort of no way, the right way to put the music in a single episode. It's just sort of whatever the creator thinks the best way to approach it. In my opinion, the music was properly well made, at least in a novice sense. If you want someone else, you have to look someone who knows musicals to really break it down. Does it fit in this type of series? So how they execute it. But a rookie point of view, I think it was good enough. The music feels very traditional, sort of 80s and 90s, because it does set you back. But the thing it just grab you is sort of the pop culture, like who they are, and help them sort of develop that specific character. Like the Naruto ripoff, you know what his deal is, but you know why he maybe did the murder, because how desperate he really is to not be forgotten. You also have the princess, who constantly preaching how her original character sells the most. She knows how to basically promote herself, but almost saying she really is trying to convince herself, not convince you. You also have main detective, who is a huge ego, who tempted to not have any rivals. This could be another maybe person who did the deed. You also have the kind of veteran type riff up character, who could be not the murderer, at least in this my opinion, because they still have several episodes to go, but you do understand why he's not really nervous, because that character is basically more chillax than ever before, but yet you can see him still sort of nervous with this new character OC. And you can see where this one could be very interesting, because you have a musical and try to understand who is who and who done what. Even the little clues they give you, you kind of wondering, did one of them actually did it, or was sort of accidental? Because at the end of the episode, a dog ripped up the page, or at least maybe he was the one who helped rip up the page. Maybe it was someone who convinced the dog to actually rip it. We just don't know. It's just all conspiracy, man. All conspiracy. Now, anything negative about this sort of independent project, Pacific the First Pilot, I honestly don't have any input of anything negative. The only thing I have to say, if you don't like musicals, this is not for you. If you do like musicals, I highly recommend taking a chance. If you hate musicals, try it to see how you felt, because it's sort of interesting how each single character sort of interacts. Like each one of them know what they are, what basically a franchise, but at the same time, almost not knowing who they actually are, desperate to be basically recognized. And that just sort of kind of interesting. In fact, this all different ideas truly intrigue you because it's sort of story one over again, but done in a very fun, unique way that you just want to see what's going up next, especially what happens to the very end. Especially, this is actually more like 24. I don't know if you remember that TV series from Fox. Like, feels they want to do that. If you don't know, 24, it's a type of show. Every single episode is sort of an hour what happened doing that event that one single day, and it feels Art of Murder trying to replicate that in this series. Sort of each single episode could be an hour, the interrogation of every single character. You understand the situation. At least that I choose to interpret because we don't know how they're going to approach this the next episode. We do know this will be a musical, but we don't know how it will be executed and how the interrogation will go down, especially with the detective that you don't know who he could be the murderer, just trying to throw you off because, once more, he is the detective. And once again, this will make this series kind of unique. It's more curious to see what happens next. Of course, detective shows usually are very good doing that if you know how to execute it, if you know how to make a charming main lead character. But we know the detective character is not the main lead, it's the whole group, the chemistry, how each one reacts to each other and the things they know over the years, because you do feel they have years knowing each other, years seeing their BS, and that's sort of the charming thing if you are into it, because this is more character study focused, because it sort of needs to be character study, because it's sort of you have to interrogate everything they say just to wonder if they did it. If you know what, they did pretty well. I mean, it's one of those, I don't have no notes. It's something too really hard to clown on, to criticize, to anything. The only thing is, if you don't like maybe the art or the musical or the detective serve angle, that's the only thing you need to worry. If you're a fan of one of those genres, I highly recommend it because it is a delight. Of course, everything can change of the next episode. Of course, just remember, if you want more indie projects, you want to flip off Hollywood, because every time it screws you over of whatever project you did enjoy, because it's not Family Guy kind of level or South Park kind of level. This is a time to support every single indie, the ones you really enjoy. Sometimes you don't have the money, that's fine. Just basically tweeting about it, liking about it, and just go straight to the channel that project really is. Put a comment, like, and subscribe on that channel does a lot, because every single click, every single like, every single commentary push the algorithm to see, oh, people like this, let me show off. You also, if you go 1 extra mile, tweet about it, because those kind of things does really help. Or in other words, buy their merch also if you have money. If not, it's not necessary. But besides that, how you felt, you think it was sort of delight, interesting, fascinating, or you think you wanted more, you feel you needed one more episode to really give your own interpretation, because I did enjoy it. I did enjoy every single character, especially the princess, how desperate, like, yeah, my character, where I'm from, I'm popular, I'm truly unpopular. You can see the cracks of her, like, freaking out. She is super close to being not recognizable anymore. And also the other characters, but she really sells it. Like, she is a business type of woman, man. But you can tell it's getting to her. But besides that, the other characters were kind of fun, like the adventure type of character. He just sort of a chill type of character, almost a hyperific, sort of almost moron, or not moron, childlike, because it is a child, but that's her stick. But I have to admit, every single character does stand up, even the detective, that he has this sort of ego, afraid the other competition detectives will appear and take his thunder. But also all the references of how they got inspired. It just sort of super neat, super interesting. I mean, I can't stop bragging about it because it feels so polished that I'm trying to rethink, can I find anything wrong with this? Like, no, even like voice actors they chose, they all of them, or at least some of them, are super well known. Whatever fandom they actually are, works super well in this. This thing is just so well thought of. I just sort of blows my mind. Honestly, I can't say anything else. Just one question: have you seen it? Do you like it? Do you think who did the murder? Tell me down below. Let me know. Honestly, I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.